Welcome back to the channel. My name's Tom, and today I'm taking a look at the once abandoned and now demolished Dakota Steakhouse restaurant in Avon, Connecticut. I'm honestly not sure how well known Dakota Steakhouse was or how many locations there were because there's almost no information about it online that I could find. What I do know is that this building was constructed in 1994 and the Dakota restaurant opened here in 1995, and then they went out of business in 2011. So at this point, the restaurant had been abandoned about 12 years. And for most of that 12 years, the building was in much better condition than you see here. To the best of my memory, I don't remember seeing any vandalism here until they announced that they were going to be tearing down the building back in early 2023. This outbuilding here was part of the business. I think they just used it for storage, as far as I can tell. But as you'll see, it is full of old kitchen equipment and other stuff related to the business. I would say, though, that this building was definitely here before that the main building was constructed in '94, because it looks obviously much older than that. For those of you out there that have never heard of Dakota's, it was, as the name implies, a steakhouse. It was a family restaurant. It was fancier than, say, a Chili's, but not as fancy as like Chuck's Steakhouse, if you know what that was. And the current restaurant that I'd say is most similar to it is probably Longhorn Steakhouse. The only difference there is the Dakotas had a huge salad bar and Sunday brunch buffet, which I'm fairly certain Longhorn Steakhouse does not have. But Longhorn would probably be the closest comparison that I can think of. Also, in case anybody was wondering, at no point did I go inside the building. While there were no trespassing signs anywhere, as far as I know, it's still private property, so I did not go in. And any shots I have of the interior are taken through open doors like this or through the windows. And also at this point, the entire lot was wide open. People were actually still using it as a cut-through to get from Main Street and to the Big Y and the Walmart, which is in the neighboring lot there. So this whole area, at the time I was filming this, was wide open. So now let's take a look around, and if you've been here before, or if you've been to any other Dakota Steakhouses, let me know what you remember about it in the comments, and did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know. This part of the video was filmed on June 3rd, 2023, and as you can see, most of the windows, not all of them, but most of the windows were intact at this point, and the shades were down, so you couldn't really see inside. But luckily or unluckily, not long after this, somebody did smash out most of the windows, like that, but to a greater extent, and I was able to see inside, so stay tuned for that. Also, back when the restaurant closed in 2011, I think these bushes were here, but they were much, much smaller. I'm fairly certain they were not blocking the windows back then. And don't forget, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and hit that notification bell. I don't do a lot of abandoned type videos like this because they don't really get a lot of views for whatever reason. But if you're into flea markets, mall walkthroughs, store walkthroughs, definitely subscribe to my channel because I got a lot more videos like that coming up. And if you want to see more videos like this, please let me know. Thanks. The main entrance door was this boarded up area here to the left. And there used to be a canoe hanging from the ceiling here, which I'm sure they probably took that down in 2011. And here's a picture of what this area looked like sometime before the restaurant closed. Okay, now we're jumping ahead a week to June 10th, 2023. And as you can see, I think the vandalism is worse. Also, since the last time I was there, they added this to the outside saying demo. And 223, I believe, is the street number, so I think it's 223 West Main Street. Even though online it said 225 West Main Street, but I'm pretty sure that's what the 223 is referring to. And at this point, these windows are still intact, but they won't stay that way for long. I don't think all this stuff was here the week before. Or at least it wasn't outside. It might have been inside that red building. Alright, now we're jumping ahead a few more weeks to July 2nd, 2023. And at this point, the fire department has been using the building for training, I guess. They cut these holes in the roof here, and also on the front of the building as well. And as we'll see in a couple seconds, the vandalism is much worse now. And here's the big change. Since the last time I was there, somebody has now smashed out all these windows. I don't think it was the fire department. I'm pretty sure this would have been vandals. And on one hand, I don't like to see vandalism, even on a building that's going to get torn down. But on the other hand, it did allow me to get a view inside the building, so kind of glad it happened, honestly. So let's take a look inside. So for a building that had been abandoned for about 12 years at this point, other than the recent vandalism, I think it held up pretty well. Here's a picture I found online of the interior of the building. I'm fairly certain this is the same Dakota's because the carpet matches and everything else looks pretty much the same. This would have been a different room though. I think the picture I have is from the main dining room, and then this is like a side room. But that gives you a pretty good idea of what it used to look like in there. Now I realized they were tearing down the building, so it didn't really matter what happened to the inside. But it's always sad to see this because, again, this was one of my favorite restaurants for, over 15 years. So I really hate to see this happen, but I'm glad I was able to get out here and, get some photos and video of it before it was completely torn down. And then if you look on the roof, they cut out CFD, which I believe stands for Canton Fire Department, which is the neighboring town. So I guess it was the Canton Fire Department that was doing training in here. At this point, I wasn't sure when they were going to actually start the demolition, but obviously they had the excavator here at this point, so I knew it was going to happen soon. But I still wasn't sure exactly when. Let's take one more look inside through this door here, because this has changed. There used to be a board up across this door, and now it's gone. Alright, now we've jumped ahead another few weeks. It's now July 29th, 2023, and at this point they've put up a fence around the entire lot, put up no trespassing signs, and I cannot get back in there. And as you can see, they've already started the demolition and nearly completed it at this point. So other than the foundation, the entire building is gone. And now we've jumped ahead another week to August 5th, and at this point the entire foundation is gone, and they're pretty much done at this point as far as the demolition goes. here we are about 9 months later on May 19th, 2024, and it's been replaced by Firestone Complete Auto Care. And Bigfoot's here. Thought that was pretty cool. Didn't expect that. And there you have it. The last remnants of Dakota Steakhouse have been wiped from the earth. So if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.